Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2024.
Yep, 99 degrees outside.
Yeah, which seems like it's lovely.
Yeah, first time under 100 that I can remember, 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing 99, 97, 93.
This is beautiful Vegas summer weather.
We're getting there, yeah, about probably 4 weeks.
Yep.
And we're in the best time. September, October, fabulous in Las Vegas.
It's beautiful. It is sunny. It's lovely. People are out. And the big news of this week that has been announced, something I'm very excited about, the movie studio, another movie studio.
Yeah, not the same one.
No, this is a different movie, another one.
We talked about it back in April, that Sony Pictures was coming in. And they were looking for tax incentives, tax credits to justify building a big studio on the west side of town, Summerlin area, apparently. And with $1 billion, they were pledging $1 billion in movie production income to bring in.
And this was with Howard Hughes Real Estate.
Correct.
And,
correct.
I mean, this was very, very big deal.
Yeah, we thought it was a big deal then. Okay, $1 billion they were going to pledge to. So now, this week, it's been announced that Warner Brothers Discovery wants to build a studio, a separate studio,
right,
in the Southwest, kind of like on the other side, but still on the west side, pledging $8.5 billion.
I mean, that's an incredible undertaking.
If this were to happen, I mean, if you were to have two movie studios, I mean, they're really looking. This is supposedly this idea hatched by Mark Wahlberg to make Vegas Hollywood 2.0. And you know, they're talking about. I guess they think they can get these tax incentives, and I think there's a better tax structure for them. This could be the next. You know, I mean, it's a long shot and a long ways away, but this could be the next Hollywood, or like you say, Hollywood 2.0, something pretty similar.
Well, me being somebody who's born and raised in Los Angeles and around the entertainment industry my whole life, I got to say this is really exciting, and I believe it's going to bring a lot of people from the entertainment industry to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it would be cool. So we'll find out. The thing is, we won't know till next year, because it goes in the legislature will vote on it next year. But both of them, you know, I can't believe there's going to be two. I mean, there's going to be one or the other. I don't think they're going to compete. But something very well could happen.
Well, give those content creators that tax credit, and they'll come. And staying with the news, we have a correction to make from 2 weeks ago. Anthony, what happened?
It's on me, man. It's all on me. I talked about the new casino coming from the Boyd Group.
That's right.
And I called it Cascade Crossing. And nobody saw that it's Cadence Crossing.
And someone corrected us in the comments.
Somebody did finally. I mean, nobody here. We watched it down. We had other people in here watch it down. We watched the show. Cascade, it just rolled right off, and I thought that was it. But the new, all right, so to refresh everybody, $100 million resort for Boulder Highway in the place where Joker's Wild is. And that's another thing. In that same one, I was saying Joker Wild.
Right.
But it's got an S on the end of it. So it's Joker's Wild. They're going to, it's not due until 2026, but they're going to build it next to Joker's Wild. And it's called Cadence. I almost said it again. Almost said Cascade. It's called Cadence Crossing.
All right, so look out for it. It's on the edge of town. It's going to be a Boyd property, so if you're a Boyd player, go check it out.
So that means it'll be
Now, here's something we kind of talked about in the live stream during Beer Friday. I get excited anytime we talk about the Palms, but this is kind of sucky. So what's going on with the Palms Buffet, Anthony?
Big price increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, when we do the live stream, it's fun. But we only get, 4,000 or 5,000 people as opposed to 10,000 to 15,000. So we figured we'd run this one again.
Right.
Some of you have heard this already, but the Palms has raised prices across the board, mostly by $10. So, what was a $32.99 brunch buffet is now $42.99. What was a $42.99 prime rib buffet is now $52.99. And the big lobster buffet raised by $15.
Yikes.
So yeah, it's now $79.99. So the prices are up. Again, when you're a member rewards, if you're an LVA member and you've got member rewards, you get a 2-for-1 or 50% off.
That's right.
So that brunch, the lobster buffet is only $40. So now you're saving for a husband and wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, two people. You're saving $40 on this one now.
Pretty good deal.
Goes from 80 to 40. And you just ate the
brunch.
The brunch for
Yes.
$42.99, which would be $21.50 with the member rewards.
That's right. And it's even though there is a price increase, that brunch I think is a steal because it does have these crab
You
legs.
said all you can eat crab legs, right?
Yeah.
Big snow crab.
Yeah, big snow crab, and just they had a wide variety of breakfast. Some of the greatest dessert bar I've seen. So
It's a great buffet. It's
Yeah.
a really good buffet. I mean, I can't really bust them for doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of underpriced, and they're getting lines galore still. I mean, people, usually, not always, but I mean, we'll see now as they've raised these prices. They're still getting lines for sure for lobster.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned a few months ago that have to make reservations for that.
Right.
We've heard recently that the reservations go all the way out to possibly 2 months. So if you want to go to the lobster buffet, man, call in right away and make reservations for that.
Yeah, this is a good one that you want to plan ahead on.
Yeah, for sure. And one other thing about buffets, there was a rumor, a potent rumor. Everybody thought it was true that the Bellagio was closing theirs. And it was going around everywhere. It was all over social media, and people were talking about it. The idea was they were going to turn it into a food hall like everything else. Notice we don't even say food court anymore. Everything's a food hall. But the MGM came out with a statement and said that's absolutely false. So, of course, MGM would never lie to us, would they?
Never.
Probably not. But as of now, at least, that is false. Bellagio Buffet is not going away.
Yeah, all right, now here's a deal, but you got to act fast.
Yeah, you got to be coming into town like this week.
Yes.
All right, because this one only lasts till the end of August. But we know we have a lot of people that are in town that watch the show. And all of you locals can take advantage of this. They didn't really promote it. Like, we didn't even learn about it. We'd have said this a couple of weeks earlier if we'd have known about it. But this is Boulder Station 30th anniversary.
Yep.
And they are doing, at the bars, I presume, I don't know for sure, but we did confirmation that they're doing $1 margaritas and $1.99 shrimp cocktail at the bars of Boulder Station through the end of August. So you got a week, right? You got a little over a week to do it.
And not to be insulting, but geez, it certainly seems like Boulder Station's been around longer.
30 years. It opened in 1994.
Yeah. It seems like it's been there since like the 80s.
But here's the interesting thing about Boulder Station.
Yeah.
It was the first in the gigantic expansion of station casinos. Because for years, station casinos was only a Palace Station. That was it. And the Bingo Palace before that, it was called the Bingo Palace, changed to Palace Station. And it remained the Palace Station for over a decade. And then finally, about almost a decade and a half, and then in 1994, they opened Boulder Station. And that opened the floodgates. Now we know there's stations everywhere. Sunset Station, Red Rock Station, Green Valley Ranch Station, whatever. Texas Station, come and gone, all of that. But, Boulder was a big deal when it opened up. And I remember going there. The place was, everybody wanted to see it.
Yeah, it's big.
And now it's like their stepchild. It's like their stepchild. They don't hardly care, but they are doing this $1 margaritas, $1.99 shrimp cocktail, good through the end of the month.
All right. Well, happy anniversary, Boulder Station. All right, football season is here. The contests are up, and LVA has done a bunch of research.
Yeah, we do every year. We check. Nothing has changed.
Okay.
It's like the contests are the contests. It's almost like Circuit came in, hit everybody over the head, and nobody wants to take them on anymore. But there are, as we've talked, there's going to be the 2 Circuit contests, Survivor and Million. There's going to be the Westgate Super Contest. These are all 1,000 entry fee. There's also going to be the Golden Nugget Ultimate Football Challenge, another 1,000 entry fee. That one you can pick college games.
Okay.
It's the only one where you can pick college games. There's the Westgate Super Contest, which is $5,000 entry fee.
Okay.
All right. All those I just mentioned are $1,000. This one's $5,000. There is, and then there are the $25. Oh no, there's one more. There's a $200 also at the Westgate, which is a season over under. Like, okay, so how many wins over under will the Falcons have? How many wins over under will the Steelers have? And so forth. You pick every one. That one's kind of a fun one to play, but you don't really know how well you're doing. You can just kind of guess on that. But that's a $200 entry fee. And then you have the $25 entry fees, which are 2 at station casinos.
Okay.
Last Man Standing College. I kind of misspoke. I said that was the only college. This is all college. But Last Man Standing College and Last Man Standing Pro.
Okay.
And then the William Hill has their $25 contest as well. So those are all of them. We've got all the information up at LasVegasAdvisor.com, all the details. That one's behind the paywall. So this is for members. You can click in and get all the data there. Now, interestingly, we counted up if you were to enter every single one. Mm-hmm. It would cost you $9,275 to play one entry in every contest that we just mentioned.
All right. That's pretty cool.
$275. Take a wild guess if you were to play the max in every. I didn't tell you this one.
Okay.
So if you were to play the maximum number of entries, for example, Circa Survivor, you can play up to 10 times.
Right.
10,000 right there.
Right. So what I was going to do is I was just going to times it all by 10 and just take that as an average. So I was going to guess 90,000.
Okay. Not quite, because a lot of them don't have that 10 times, right?
Right.
$32,025.
Okay.
So anybody who wants to play all these to the max, so you can play 10 times on Circa Survivor, you can play 6 times on Circa Million, you can play 7 times on Super Contest.
Okay.
And it would come out to just a smidge over 32,000.
Well, there you go. That sounds like fun if you got the dough.
Yeah, and don't forget about the proxy.
Uh-huh.
Anybody who wants to know what the proxy situation is with footballcontest.com, check our last Beer Friday. And
that's right. At the end of the end of the episode, we had on Maddie from Football Contest, probably the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yep, and he explained all about it, told some good stories.
Yeah.
So check it out. Yeah, last Friday.
And in this week's question of the week, it's kind of a two-parter, and it started in the Beer Friday live stream that we did last week from the office. And the question comes from the comments. It says, which is better, capos or bootlegger?
Right. We actually addressed that question last Friday. Mm. And so I'll go over it again. I gave the answer, but then we got a response, so that's where we're going to take it a little farther.
Okay.
I said, these are two good places, two good Italian places. Bootlegger on the south end of the Strip. Mm-hmm. Capo's up west a little bit on Sahara.
Right.
Capo's is a gimmicky place. All right, it's it's like a speakeasy inside. Mm-hmm. You go and you knock on the door and they open the thing and they go, what's the password? And you go, I don't know, what is it? And they're like, that's it, that sort of thing. They let you in, but it's got that speakeasy vibe inside. The food is pedestrian.
Okay,
it's not great, but it's fun. It's the kind of thing you would go for a good time, have some drinks, or take your kids. They would love it. Mm-hmm. That sort of thing. They get to go to a speakeasy, right?
Yeah, cool.
Bootleggers is an old-time Italian joint. I happen to think the food there is better than just mediocre.
Okay.
And so Bootlegger they do a lot of entertainment there. A lot of old-timers go there. It's got that old Italian vibe. Good place, way south on the Strip. Mm-hmm. Then, though, we got the comment. So go ahead, read the comment that we got.
Okay, so the comment says, Bootlegger is a cool place, but the food is terrible. And he says, Capo's food is nothing special. Italian-American Club on Sahara or Casa di Amore on Trop.
Okay, so we thought, what the heck? We might as well talk about the Italian restaurants in
There's
Vegas.
So many good places in Vegas, by the way.
And there's so many Italian restaurants.
Right.
And now these are all the ones that are outside of the casinos that we like. Inside of the casinos, there's some really good ones too as well. But they're much more expensive.
Sure.
We're not even going to talk about them. All right, so let's go to this guy's recommendation. First of all, like I say, I disagree. I think the food at Bootlegger is fine.
Okay.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Well, I haven't had the food at Bootlegger because I went there to drink and to do their sign-up bonus. They used to have a $50 sign-up bonus.
So he also mentioned Casa de Amore. Mm-hmm. Now, that's way down on the east end of Trop.
Sure.
It's a good place, but it's pretty expensive. All right, Casa de Amore is no bargain. Mm-hmm. All right, another one I would put in that category is Ferraro's. Mm-hmm. Ferraro's, more expensive, been here for decades.
It's incredible.
Food.
Ferraro's is incredible.
Some say best ossobuco in town.
Sure.
I mean, just terrific food there. All right, but now we're going to talk about like the joints. What I call the Italian joints.
Okay.
All right, so one of them, a couple of them, of course, that we just talked about, Capo's and Bootlegger. The commenter mentioned Italian-American Club.
Well, now that's one we always talk about every so often. It just comes up on the show because it's a Las Vegas staple.
Right, IAC we call it. I'm going there tonight.
There you go. Take some pictures.
I'm having dinner there tonight.
Yeah.
I think the place is great. You want to see old timers? I mean, you want to see a vibe. Mm-hmm. I think the food is very, very good. Mm-hmm. Prices are very, very good. Now all of this stuff is subjective, right? I've got a friend who's Italian, and he's like, I hate IAC. He goes, I don't like it. It's not good Italian food.
How could you say that?
I don't know. Well, he's Italian. That's what he says. But I mean, I like Chef Boyardee mini ravioli. I mean, I love those things in the can. You pop them, right? The mini ravioli. I mean, so it's all subjective. It's what you like, right? But I think IAC has really good food. And the guy who took exception is the exception. Most people I've taken there really like it.
Right. So you can see this in the comments, but just take Anthony's word for it when it comes to all this stuff.
It's pretty good. I've been around to a lot of these. All right. So another good one, Chicago Joe's. Mm-hmm. It's in a little like a converted house downtown.
I haven't been.
Chicago Joe's is very cool. Great place for a date.
Okay.
All right. Now, there's a lot of controversy about this. Batista's hole in the wall.
I love Batista's because I have an emotional connection to it, and I've ordered a bunch of different things there that are all good.
It's another one with a great vibe.
Yeah.
I remember when we started our message boards on LasVegasAdvisor.com, there was a huge, gigantic thread. It went on and on and on. People arguing that Batista's was either good or lousy.
Right.
Right? I think it's fun. And with every entree, you get unlimited red wine. So I'm good on Batista's hole in the wall. I think the prices are decent. I like the vibe. I think it's fun.
Now we've said that it's not the best wine in the world,
no,
right?
It's not the best. It's rot gut.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's fun. Look,
I like the taste of free, baby.
Yeah, we're not going to the fanciest Italian joints in town. We're talking about we're talking about the joints.
Right. And by the way, Batista's has giant portions. So,
yes, it does.
That is an added value. Like especially how bad could the spaghetti and meatballs be? Yeah. And then you get a giant bowl of it and you take it to go.
Cool bar. People walking around playing their whatever their Italian banjos are called. That kind of thing. It's good. It's really fun. There's a place called, not many people know this one, the Sicilian Ristorante, RIS, Ristorante, the Sicilian.
I don't know that one.
That is down Tropicana.
Okay.
Same way. Before you get to Casa de Amore, you will run into the Sicilian Ristorante. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. And one more is just kind of, our favorite, I think, Nora's.
Okay.
There's always been Nora's, which is on the west side here.
You always talk about Nora's.
Nora's is great, man. Go get the peasant pasta.
Okay.
All right. I forget exactly what it's called, but it says peasant pasta. I've never seen it anywhere else. It's great.
Okay. Get the peasant pasta. It'll make you feel like a multimillionaire.
That's right.
And for this week's Jackpot of the Week, it is, every now and then it happens, but it is actually me. I hit an 8 spot, an 8 out of 8. Can you believe that, Anthony?
Yeah. No, I can't. And I'll tell you why in just a minute, but let's set this up, Andrew.
Okay.
I mean, we've been doing this show for, 2.5 years now or something? Known each other for longer than that.
Yep.
And I have told you over and over and over again that Keno is a bad game.
Don't play Keno, Andrew. It's not a good game.
Not good. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And so tell them what happened.
Well, I got a wild hair. I decided to play some Keno because I do like it. When the music's playing, when you're having a beer, hitting the button, it's just it's a lot of fun. And I like the low denom. I was only playing 5 cents, denom.
Okay, so you had 5 cents. You had how much in? 15 cents per play.
Yeah, I was fluctuating, because I was playing 8-card Keno, and so I was fluctuating between anywhere from 10 cents per card to 20 cents per card.
And it paid $1,500.
That's right.
All right.
So an 8 spot pays $100 per penny.
Okay. So where were you playing?
I was playing at the Palms. I was playing 15 cents, and I won $1,500.
So it's really hard for me to tell him to quit playing, right? When things like this happen. Now, let me tell you how rare this is. I've talked to a lot of people who play Keno. I've told this story to a few people since. It happened a few days ago. One woman I know, a bartender who plays Keno every day, says she's played for decades and has hit only 2 8 spots in her life.
Wow.
All right. It's a 1 in 230,000 shot.
That's a lot.
1 in 230,000. All right. So put that, I guess to put it in perspective.
It's like hitting the lottery.
Well, it's 1 in, to hit a royal. We all know how tough that is. That's about 1 in 40,000.
Right. So this is significantly harder.
Yeah, that's 6 times harder. Mm-hmm. And so, so you did it. Interestingly, though, you look at how Keno scales. You talk about that 1 in 40,000. A 7 spot is 1 in 41,000.
Okay.
So, but you go from a 7 spot, 1 in 41, to 1 in 230 for an 8 spot just by going up one number. That's how difficult and tough it is to go. Yeah,
it's a big delta. And that 7 spot is pretty hard to hit too. I've hit a few, but wow.
Like hitting a royal. How many royals do you hit? It's a good way to put it in perspective. It's the same probabilities.
Yeah.
So, we really, Andrew, we need to do a show on it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm telling you, Andrew, people they need to know what these numbers are. because we got one guy here who's going, here's what I did, and everybody's going to go, let's go play Keno. And I'm like, no, everybody, don't do that.
Right. That's Anthony's advice. No confusion here. Anthony says if you want to, play video poker over Keno,
Well, again, let's just put it, I'm about the numbers.
Yeah.
So let's put it in perspective. If you're playing a typical bar video poker game, you're looking at about a 4% disadvantage.
Okay.
Here you're looking at anywhere from 9, if you're lucky, to about 12. More often, the higher end of that. So it's 3 times worse.
Okay.
To play Keno, and we've heard the stories. People who started off fast and ended up not so good. So
You always talk about your friend who won $30,000 one year, and then the next year he lost 60.
this was another bartender I knew, and his first year in Vegas, he won over 30 grand, and 1 year later he'd lost the 30 plus another 30. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But congratulations, good jackpot.
Thank you. All right, that's it for this week's Jackpot of the Week. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for leaving positive reviews on Yelp and Google. Remember, you can go into the description box, you can become a member, and you can also click on the link to leave those Yelp reviews. Anything else to add, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm going to give everybody a heads up about next week's show.
Okay.
We're going to have a guest. Like as we've said, we're working on building out this studio. We're getting close on that. And we're going to be bringing in more guests, as we said. So next week's guest is going to be Brady Cannon.
Okay.
And Brady, interesting guy. He's starting. He's been in the business of gambling and sports reporting for basically his whole career.
Okay.
And he's going to do a show called Las Vegas Football Contest. I don't know exactly when it's going to drop. I know he's shooting it today. And so we'll have all that information. We'll get it out there when we can. But Brady is also a former winner of the Hilton Super Contest,
Wow.
now Westgate.
That's cool.
And it's not going to be just him. He's going to have James Salinas, who has also won that contest. And they're going to have Mike Pritchard, who was a Las Vegas football player, came from one of the high schools here and went on to many years, I think all-pro a few years for several NFL teams.
Okay.
So, it's going to be a good show, Las Vegas Football Contest. We'll get you all the information this week if we can, and if not, definitely watch next week's show, and you'll hear all about it.
See you next week.